There you go. You did it. Hi.
Hi, we are live on LinkedIn. And I have to say, this is our first Luvafoodie LinkedIn Live show, January 10th, 2022. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Michelle Mazzara, CEO and owner of Luvafoodie. And today I have a very special guest, Rachel Beck. And Rachel, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, Michelle. Thank
Hi.
you so much for having me and standing ovation for you for your first live. I'm so excited for you and you did it. And for people who don't know, it's not easy the first time you're doing it. So, and I want people to realize that there's a huge learning curve with everything on LinkedIn and that people just need to be kind and patient and empathetic. My name is Rachel Beck, and I am a social media influencer. I'm a public speaker. I'm an author, and I wear many different hats, and I run my company. And my whole mission is to make this world a better place.
And you do. You are very active on LinkedIn. And after talking to some of my friends on LinkedIn, they all said, you need to get Rachel to be your first guest.
I'm
So
humble.
that's a compliment to you because I heard it from several people.
Well, thank you, and it's my job. I really try very hard to support my network. It's really, really important, and that's a big thing. You and I wanted to discuss social media today, and that's a really big thing that people are missing.
Yeah.
It's really truly the selfless people who are going to rise on this platform. And you see me talk to my network about that all the time. It's the selfless people getting out there, supporting their community, supporting their network, doing their part to help other people. Usually, the selfish people are not the ones who succeed because they take that path, and because this is a community. So when people reach out, like you did, and said, "Rach, we do show," I was like, "Absolutely!" I'm like, "Absolutely, I want to support you."
Yes. I think LinkedIn is such a good platform to give back. And a lot of my success that I've had have come just from naturally meeting people on LinkedIn and networking. And I think it's such a positive platform, and I really encourage more people to use it.
Yeah, and I keep telling people that this is the time to be on LinkedIn. I mean, you definitely want to be here. You have an opportunity to connect with the people you need in the business world. And I tell my network every day, build it, build those relationships, get out there, collaborate with people just like you and I are doing now. That's
Right.
what it comes down to. And that is how business is done. It's like first one, engaging, which you see me do all the time. Like I'm trying to set that example because engaging with people is crucial on this platform. It is how people see other people. So when people just hit the like button, which everybody really, really is grateful and appreciative, but it's the engagement where people introduce themselves. It's where you build the relationship. That's how it all starts.
Right. And the one thing I like about LinkedIn versus other social media platforms is it's more informative and less negative. I don't know if you would agree, or how would you compare LinkedIn versus, say, Facebook or Twitter?
Well, honestly, I'm not a good person to ask that, and I'll tell you why. This is my social media space. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. So this is actually the space I know. This is a question I get a lot, Michelle. People are like, "Do you have a huge team behind you?" No, I'm a team of one, and that's why I always. So you understand, yeah.
I do.
So people ask me all the time, well, you must have like a team of like, a ton of people. I'm like, no, I'm a team of one. That's why I'm always asking people to just be a little more patient with me.
Mhm.
So I can teach people how to do LinkedIn and how to use it. And then you and I were talking about on the phone about etiquette.
Mhm.
Etiquette is everything on this platform. Now, I've been maxed out for a while. So what I do is I go to my friends' posts and I look for those people who are writing these kind, positive messages. And I go through that entire post and I hit follow, 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 follow. That's exactly what I do. So the people who are going to succeed are the encouragers, the ones who are writing those kind, positive messages. That's what really draws people's attention. That's what pulls people in. They stand out. I look for the kind people and I look for the respectful people. That's what I look for.
And that's what I think is different about LinkedIn versus Facebook or some of the other platforms is the posts are more kind. They're not self-absorbed, not just about me, which is I think part of the problem that I have with the other social media platforms. And that's where I think a lot of the negativity is coming in, and a lot of people are not good about themselves because it's not always positive what you see on those other formats. It makes me feel bad. Versus LinkedIn, I think has a general positive feeling, and people are posting for the good of all. And
Yeah,
that's
it's important.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's always like a little. I'm just there's like a little delay. So,
Yes.
it's important because honestly, Michelle, people are really hurting right now. You know it, and I know it, and they have serious stuff going on in their lives. So a lot of people are jumping on social media for a break from their life. My network has told me, they're like, listen, this is my break from the craziness that is going on in my life right now. So I need to be around people who are positive and they're giving love and they're giving joy because they're hurting. They're truly, truly hurting. So it's something you do, it's something I practice. So I think it's also important to set that example. And I think it's crucial, and you and I had talked about this, for women to support other women. There is no need for jealousy, hate, rage. There's none of it. This is the era of women. This is the era of women, and that is what's going on right now. The future is so clearly female. And I even had somebody in my network who's studying this. She's a PhD and she's studying this. And she texted me one day and said, "You know what, Rach? This is what's going on right now." She's like a sociologist or something. She said, "We are stepping into the era of females." So I'm also trying to teach females that your success doesn't take away from my success, that we can celebrate everybody's success, that we can support each other and come together, and that there's no need for jealousy because together we can accomplish anything. So I'm trying to set that example too.
Right.
That
There's no reason for comparison or competing. We're all on our own journey, and we're all trying to find our path and our whys. And so there's no reason for that competition. I 100% agree with you. It's about supporting others because what's right for someone, another woman, might not be right for you. But at the end of the day, we have to respect everybody's journey.
Yeah, and it's not easy. Listen, it is. I tell people it is not easy putting ourselves out there on social media. Like told my network the things that have been said to me. Sometimes it's just horrible. I mean, it's a quick delete block, but it takes a tremendous amount of courage to get up every day and put yourself on social media because you're opening yourself up to criticism, judgment, comments about your body, comments about your look. So I'm also trying to teach people that you don't need to do that. You don't need to tear people down. You'll never ever see me write a negative message. It's never gonna happen because most people are already dealing with that in their life, right? And then they took the chance to turn on that camera, to put themselves out there. And what they need is to be lifted up. They need that push of encouragement, and they need someone to go, "Okay, you're doing a wonderful job." And I believe that we can teach people on social media how to do this.
I agree with you. And, I often comment like, thanks for posting. It means so much to somebody if you post something that's really made their day. And, I chose Monday for my show because I thought, what a better way to have motivational people on that will inspire and help for the rest of the week. And that was my purpose on Mondays for LinkedIn Live show.
And you're doing it.
I'm doing
And,
it with you.
and I love your chocolates. They were wonderful and delicious.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tell me about your business and what you're doing.
So, like you, I'm a solo entrepreneur, a woman-owned, 100% woman-owned. And our mission at Luvafoodie is really to get people to eat clean, drink clean, feel better. I think when you incorporate a healthy lifestyle, it equates to a healthy mind, a healthy spirit. Uh, so that's really what we're all about at Luvafoodie. It's a lifestyle, not just a spice or an iced tea or a chocolate bar. Positive thinking. It's, affirmation. It's exercise. I work out, I meditate. Um, it's about being positive. And I really have learned to eliminate people in my life or negative situations because I have to have positivity every day to continue to do what I'm doing because it's hard.
Right. And it makes a huge difference, right? So I can't be around negative people. I can't be around the negative energy. I'm an empath, so I can feel people's energy.
Yep.
So I just can't be around it. So I create this big bubble around my network, and I keep them safe, and I keep them secure like a big blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And they need that. They need
Exactly.
a nurturing, safe environment to be in. They need positive vibes right now.
So, Rachel, what advice do you have for somebody who's on LinkedIn, but they don't have a large network and they want to be an influencer? What you've been able to do it. I'm getting there. What advice do you have? And how do you do it?
Get out there and be consistent and do the work. People ask me that question a lot, and it's a wonderful question. Michelle, honestly, some people don't want to do the work that is necessary to make it happen. And I tell them to be patient because success doesn't happen overnight. I drop tips for success every Friday saying if you follow this is exactly how you're going to succeed on this platform. You have to want to put in the time. Are people willing to put in that time? Are they willing to get out there and engage with people? Or are they just involved in like their own space? Because that's not how you're going to succeed. If you open it and go all over LinkedIn and engage and go through your feed, which I do, I post Monday through Friday, take off Saturday and Sunday, and I spend that time going through my network. I'm going through my feed because it's really, really important because I'm trying to lift up people inside my network. So that's part of it. Are you willing to put in the time that is necessary to be successful on this platform?
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's important content that you post also, not just the time, but the content has to be authentic and real? That's what I find is really good about.
Yes, the more original your content is, it is going to stand out. That's the truth. So if you're posting something that's not an original idea, and we've all seen it where a video gets dropped and like 10 other people drop the same video, right? So
Right.
are you posting original content? Original content grabs people's attention on this platform. It absolutely grabs people's attention. So think about that when you're doing it. Everything I'm doing, I have put deep thought into it. I put real deep thought into it.
I agree. And I think the other ingredient is being authentic. Not copy. It can't be a copycat. Anything. People don't succeed.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, it's important. Get out there. Use your imagination. I always tell my network, use your imagination. Use your creativity.
mm-hmm.
What are you doing that makes you stand out? in a positive way. What are you
Right.
doing that makes you stand out in a positive way? Take the time. So I pre-plan all my content, right? I already know what I'm doing for this entire year. Like I pre-plan
Wow.
yeah, I pre-plan everything. And that's part of it. A lot of people get stressed out because they haven't taken the time to do it, and it's important to take the time to plan that. So I do that. And
That's great.
I plan out my weekly goals, everything, so I know exactly what's going on. And of course, like I'm really flexible because things, you know what I mean? If I feel like I need to address something because of what's going on right now, then I'll do it. But it's important to take that time. Do you have a content calendar? That's a question people should be asking themselves. And
That's
then when you
great.
go, okay, my whole month is done. Great. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Wow. Now, do you offer your help somebody to help them plan? I mean, I'm an organizer, I'm a planner, you obviously are. What about somebody who doesn't have those skill sets? Can you help them?
Yeah, if someone reached out to me, I would help them. And I just, if they really truly wanted the help and wanted to get involved in it. And I decided, like, you could do, one-on-one, but I drop it every Friday. Like, follow these tips. So you have to see if over like a 2-year period since I've been doing, the tips for success, that's a lot of tips. And if people take that, and 99% of my network does, they take those tips and go, okay, I'm going to try X, Y, and Z. This is not the time in history to not share your knowledge. Everybody needs help. Everybody is suffering. So we need to get out there, put all of our knowledge together, put it on the table, share it with people.
Right. And Rachel, where can people buy your book or learn more about your, I mean, besides following you on LinkedIn?
My book is on Amazon, and
What,
thank you for asking. That was very sweet.
what is the name of it? Not everybody knows.
Of finding your way when life changes your plan.
Okay. And did that actually happen to you? I mean, I love the name of the book.
The book is actually my true story. It is my autobiography. And my life is changed tremendous. Everything that I thought was going to happen didn't. And so now I'm a person, I would say the last couple of years, probably since 2008, I go with the flow. Like, yes, I have structure and I'm disciplined and motivated when it comes to my work, but I also go with the flow
Mhm.
because it's however my life is meant to be, it's going to be. And I'm okay with that. And I'm in my mid 40s and I've just come to a place where I'm truly okay with that.
Yeah. I'm writing a book too. Um,
Yay!
I've been writing it since for 5 years. I don't know when I'm going to publish it. It has an ending. It's sort of like yours about my life. Um, but I visualize the ending, and I'm not quite there yet.
It will come to you. It takes
Yeah,
time. There is no day. Listen,
yeah,
we all have once you write a book, you really deeply have appreciate. Like when I go to a bookstore now and I'm walking around, with like a cup of coffee or something, I have so much appreciation for because what goes into writing a book. Like for me, because it was my life story and I had been through a lot, I
yeah,
had to revisit all those hard times.
yeah.
Right? That I tucked away in my brain and my subconscious. I had to go through all of it again. So it was writing for me is extremely therapeutic. I write every single day, whether it's on notes or my phones or I'm writing poems. It is extremely therapeutic for me.
And I agree 100%. And journaling is actually, in like meditation, it's one of the ways to find happiness and peace. It's just I find it to be that if people would just even write, every day a few thoughts how they're feeling, it helps. Yeah.
It makes a big difference, and I try to like when authors write because look, this whole world closed down. And so, like in 2018, my book came out. I was doing part of the book tour, and then obviously the world shut down. And I was supposed to be speaking in like New
Yeah.
York City, and everything became virtual. So when authors ask me like, "How do I do this now?" Like I can't go into a coffee shop and give these talks or meet with people. So there's ways to do it. It's really important if you're going to be an author. Are you willing to take the time to market yourself?
Mhm.
And that is a huge part of it. Are you willing to do what is necessary to market your book? And when your book comes out, you and I will get on the phone. I'll talk to you about that.
Yeah, it's very. I guess my biggest struggle is how much am I going to share? It's kind of an autobiography too, and that's the part that I have to decide 100%.
And sometimes, you know what, Michelle, there were things that I wrote that I didn't necessarily put in the book because
Mhm.
I hired a publisher and editor, and she took it from there. But there were things that I just needed to write for myself. It doesn't mean it's going to be in the book, but I still was on my laptop typing it because just needed to get it out.
I so get that. I totally get that. So, Rachel, what's next for you? If you look at a crystal ball, where are you 5 years from now? Where do you want to be? I know none of us know.
I want to still be helping the world.
Uh,
I have a major goal that I'm trying to hit. I want to hit that goal. I want to keep making an impact. I don't want my life ever to be wasted, ever. I want to make sure that I'm truly helping people every single day. That's
that's a,
really important to
I
me.
think you will. I mean, you already are, and why would it change? You know,
There's so many things that I have so many things that I want to get accomplished. And I know that if I can hit those goals, then I'll be able to help even more people.
right. Well, I respect your time, and I don't want to take any more of it today. Um,
My time is with you right now. So whatever you need,
I
sweetheart.
know. I encourage everybody on LinkedIn to follow you, and I'm going to get your book because I think it's going to be relatable to me, and I'm interested to see what you wrote.
And I'm a text away for you. So if you're going through the process and you have questions or you're stuck or you're like, okay, Rach, I just need a little encouragement
Yeah.
because it is a major process writing a book. It is a major, major process.
My goal is to finish it ties into Luvafoodie too, and so it starts when I was a child, sort of my whole life, and um, my goals are big, and once I achieve where I want to with the company, then the book kind of that's the last chapter. I'm not quite there yet.
And be patient with yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes I would write and I'd write 5 hours a day and then I would spend the afternoon outside because you know how much inside is involved. And so I'd get outside and it's really important. A lot of authors don't take breaks and I always tell them they'll text me and I'm like, listen, you need to get outside, take a walk, do something for yourself because you're so involved in the story. And
right,
sometimes you need to step away from that and
right,
and so a lot of my ideas came to me when I was taking a walk.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this soon with I want to give our viewers, listeners, what tips do you have for this year, 2022? You had to say one tip.
One tip for 2022, you want to succeed on LinkedIn, just be a kind, respectful human being, and many doors will open for you.
And what about outside of LinkedIn? What advice do you have for people to be positive in their real world outside of social media and LinkedIn?
Surround yourself with the right people. It
Love it.
makes a huge difference. Look, we've all made mistakes. I made my share of mistakes in my 20s, but now in my 40s, I've learned the importance of it.
Yeah,
Surrounding yourself with the right people.
I think that's a great tip. Um, I wouldn't have known what my answer would have been, but I like your answer.
Yeah, it's important. You and I know the importance of it.
Yeah,
We know the importance of. We know how the energy or how that just comes together, right? It's synergy. Like that positive, good energy comes together and says, "Boom, okay, let's do this." That's what
right,
happens.
right.
And we push each other, right? We push each other to bring out the best of each other and
Mhm.
say, "You're capable. You can do this. I tell my network that every week. Like, you are strong and you are capable. Why? Because some of them have actually told me they've never heard those words in their life. So I do say, I'm like, you can do this. You're capable. You are strong enough. You are loved, and you're not alone. Those are words that human beings need to hear, and some of them have never heard it in their lives.
That's really sad. But you're right. You're 100% right. So I love the fact that you motivate people, you encourage people, and you give people hope.
That's why I'm out there every single day. I really, people are just, they're hurting. They have been for the last couple of years. So one of my goals was to get them through this pandemic. Right, that's been a huge thing that I've wanted to do. I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years, but I will when it's like good. But right now, I'm making that conscious choice not to abandon my network. I'm very clear about that. I'm very, very clear about that, and to be there for them, to get them through this.
Well, I thank you. I know the link family, your followers, thank you. We do thank you, Rachel. And like I said, my first couldn't have been any better. And
it was my honor. I'm so glad you asked me. It was absolutely my honor.
Yeah, we will continue to grow together as friends. I really feel that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to all of you out on LinkedIn, if you have questions for Rachel or me, you can always reach us. And thank you for listening, watching the first Luvafoodie live LinkedIn.
And congratulations to you on your first live.
Thank you. Thank you. Next week, I'm going to have the owner and CEO of Mike and Jen's Coco, Dean Packingham. I'm sorry. So tune in at 4 o'clock live Central on LinkedIn Live. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you for having me. It was my honor.
Happy Monday, everybody.